Digit scorer in back-to-back games for the first time in his career, and 3 of the last 4, and they've come off the bench. Tonight he got the start,
and he's only got 1 point. Maybe he's you know, feels a little bit more comfortable coming off the bench.
Did you ever play with folks who just didn't really care whether they started, but actually would prefer to come off the bench? Actually,
I don't know if I'd say they prefer to come off the bench, but I mean, actually, I remember Jermaine Williams, probably one of the most unselfish basketball players I've ever played against. Great defender, you know, just great person, but just a great basketball player. Had a very, very high basketball IQ. And he didn't really, you know, it didn't really matter to him whether he came off the bench or not. He started a lot of games at LSU. He came off the bench for a lot of games at LSU. And whether it was a senior year, sophomore year, junior year, he started some games every year. And he came off the bench for some games, but it really didn't make a difference to him.
Malcolm White and Eddie Ludwig enter the lineup for the Tigers. White is defending at the top. Bowl misses off the window, gets it back, and scores with the left hand. That was a smooth move after he chased his own miss.
Right. And Bowl has kind of come alive in the second half for Southern, scoring their first 2 buckets.
Dodson pulls up, uses the window. That's a shot that's got to go. That's smart.
It is.
Nice pull-up jump shot, but just missed it off the window.
Nice move, great idea, pulling it up. He just shot it a little bit too hard, shooting it off the glass, but it was a nice move by Aaron Dodson.
Let's go back a little bit in your career, because folks don't use the window nearly as much as they used to.
Right.
Who was the best guy off the glass that you played with?
I'd probably, you know, Taurus Bright was good shooting the ball off the glass. And not for any reason other than the fact that I practiced on it on a regular basis. You know, I have a pretty good mid-range game. And then you think about it in the NBA, Kobe Bryant has a great mid-range game. Obviously he's a great all-around game. But one of his strengths above a lot of other guys who are in the league right now is the fact that, you know, he doesn't have to drive all the way to the basket and dunk on you, nor does he have to shoot only threes. He can pull up mid-range, and there's a lot of guys who can do that, but obviously he's one of the best players in the league right now. He's a guy who you're going to, you know, think about when you think mid-range. I'm
going to go way back to a guy who used to use the glass. Sam Jones with the Boston Celtics. Here is Madut Bowl working nicely around the bucket for the Southern Jaguars, but they need more of it, trailing by 11 with 16.5 to go.
Broken heart, I can't help you. Rocket science, don't know what to tell you.
But great gifts are something Napa knows about. Get a 60-piece socket and bit set for just $11.99, or get a 5-piece X-beam ratcheting wrench set in SAE or metric for only $24.99. It's all at the place with the Napa know-how.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I think about.
Locations throughout the Gulf South.
Nobody sees the long hours, the late nights, the flashes of brilliance, the moments of doubt. They just see the results. This is the moment of truth. A Savin document management system connects you to success.
To find out how, call Gulf Coast Office Products at 756-2644.
Calco Travel presents LSU's upcoming games. 3 in a row on the road at Rice, Virginia, and the SEC opener at Auburn on the 8th of January. LSU entertains Arkansas here on the 12th, goes to Kentucky on the 15th, entertains Ole Miss on the 22nd, and plays at Tennessee on the 26th, and at Alabama on the 29th. A lot of away games in January. And then on February 2nd and February 5th, LSU is hosting South Carolina and Mississippi State.
Right, and that'll be interesting because once again, you got these freshmen that are going on the, you know, you think about Ralston Turner and you think about Andre Stringer as freshmen, Darren Beckham freshman, going on the road against some of these LSU, some of these SEC talent schools. It'll be a great, but it honestly will be good for them to get that kind of under their belt early on in the SEC season.
Sometimes it focuses you when you play away from home. There's a spinning looper dropped in by Ingram, and that is Julius Ingram's first bucket of the game. He has started every game, averaging a dozen for Southern, and a 51% field goal shooter, but not accurate tonight. 1 for 3. Ludwig scores and will get to the stripe.
And Ludwig, one of the things that we talked about in games past, great job by Darren Becker getting him the ball. 2 former teammates. Good job of Ludwig by finishing.
15:55 remains in the Maravich Assembly Center. Ludwig will be shooting a free throw when we return.
Hello, welcome back. How are you guys doing? Checking in? All right, welcome to the Town Place Suites by Marriott. Pets and mascots are welcome at the New Orleans Town Place Suites by Marriott. There's everything a mascot could need to get ready for the big game. Thank you. Have a good game. Our mascot promotion is really catching on. Town Place Suites by Marriott, New Orleans. Your home away from home. Located in the Harahan Elmwood Business Park.
Listen, do you hear that? That's the sound of our presses running. It's music to our ears. We're Garrity Print Solutions, and we've been humming along for 25 years. Companies just like yours send us their toughest jobs. Look, your direct mail is personalized and ready to go. Bet your phone starts ringing? It always does. We're Garrity Print Solutions.
From now till the end of the year, Capital One Bank offers you checking with double rewards for everyday banking. We earn double rewards when we write checks for the bride and groom.
Next, please.
We get double rewards for taking out cash at the bank. 1, 2, 3. We even get double rewards at the drive-thru. Get checking with double rewards at Capital One Bank before it's too late. What's in your wallet?
Tiger fans, are you purple or gold? 2 different men's basketball mini plans are on sale now. They start at just $72. Both packages include 4 premier games to see the Tigers in action. For more information or to get your men's basketball tickets, log on to LSUsports.net/mini plans or just call the Athletic Ticket Office. They'll tell you all about it.
You know, we're looking at the score. Southern has scored 9 points in the first 4 minutes of this half. They're 4 of 7, 57% from the field. And all of a sudden, they look like a different offensive team this second half than they did the first half, as Ludwig is short on the free throw.
The 12 points scored by Southern in the first half, the second fewest allowed by LSU in the modern era of basketball.
Really? When was the modern era? Were you in the modern era?
Barely. By the way, that miss by Ludwig at the stripe is a headline maker. He's LSU's best free throw shooter. And Southern can't clean up a couple of opportunities. Ludwig and Darren Becker battling for the rebound, and the possession arrow favors Southern. Here's Eddie Ludwig, an 85.7% free throw shooter. And he goes to the bench as Storm Warren comes on. LSU held Nichols to 9 points in the first half. That was the lowest in the modern era. In other words, since accurate record keeping was taking place.
Okay. All right. And you were around for that?
Just barely. You know, for a nice guy, you can be kind of sharp sometimes. And I thought we had a, understanding at least. You know what? Going back, though, to the using the glass, I'm surprised you didn't think of Garrett Green or Garrett Temple.
Right, Garrett.
I mean, Garrett Green will use a glass too, but Garrett Temple was very smart shooting, using that angle.
Extremely. Better than me. He was better than me there.
Warren working hard. Gets his own miss, and LSU resets. 14:40 to go.
Good defense right there by Brandon White.
Stringer was ready to launch it had he been on the receiving end of the pass.
Ralston Turner re-entering the game. It means that Stringer will go back to point guard.
14.5 to play. Darren Becker to Turner. Back to Warren from the crease. Again, that's a very nice setup for LSU, finding the opening in the zone, but Storm couldn't finish the mid-range jump shot. Southern has outscored LSU 9-2.
And that's something that, you know, LSU, no matter who they're playing, cannot allow teams to go on those type of runs where they have that type of drought.
Warren and White rejected. Stringer pitches to the wing. 16-footer rammed home. Ralston Turner, first second half bucket. And LSU gives up an easy one on the other end. Brandon White slow getting up after the layup. Turner starting to heat up. Count that one for 3. Ralston Turner with back-to-back buckets.
And Brandon,
the officials will allow Brandon White some time here.
That's not something that Coach Spivey is excited to see, obviously. No, anytime when you get somebody hurt, but he just sprained his ankle when he came down there. And he'll come out.
He scored with the left hand and then twisted his ankle on the landing. And shortly after that, on the other end, the Tigers had 5-on-4 numbers. And Ralston Turner jammed in a 3-ball following a deuce earlier. Southern getting inside, and the hoop by Ray Chase, the 6'8" freshman.
In the first 6.5 minutes, they've already outscored their first half output with 13 in the second half.
37-25. That was tipped on the way out. Warren was trying to enter it down low to Dotson. And Green replaces Malcolm White for LSU. And returning to the Southern lineup is Frederick Coleman, a 6'6" junior off the bench, who plays about 9 minutes on average, averaging 2 points and nearly 3 rebounds. He did not score in the first half. Stringer. Dotson around the zone. Stringer won't touch it again without shooting it from there. He's getting itchy.
There, almost. Nice move by Ralston to free himself up.
Grace takes the deep rebound.
Nice crossover by Grace.
But then ran into Green and Warren. He was fouled. And I think it is Warren. No, it's against Aaron Dotson, and that's his second. Grace is a poor free throw shooter, less than 53%. And again, that's very uncharacteristic of a guy who handles the ball a lot.
Right, and that's something that that he needs to work on, because with him having the ball in his hands as much as he will have to as a point guard, that's something that he's going to have to improve at.
He dishes out 5 assists a game, as well as making a couple of steals. Tonight, he's 3 of 4 at the line with 8 points. That's right about his season's average.
Ralston Turner on a great down screen. Nice play right there. Couldn't get it to go down. Nice play. He posted, set a down screen for him. He came off the screen and just couldn't knock it down.
"12 minutes are left in the game."
Southern's in a zone, and right now, good job on the block by Southern, but good follow and finish by Garrett.
That is his first bucket. It will stay with the Jaguars. Garrett Green got the start tonight. Was shut out from the field in the first half, but scores here to make it 39-26 LSU.
This is State Farm Pocket Agent Larissa Barano.
And I'm Actual Agent Larissa Barano.
Larissa can tell you how you can get discounts of up to 40%.
But so can your neighbors.
They can also tell you how State Farm's new Pocket Agent iPhone app can help you manage your account, find the nearest gas station, or even
help you call a tow truck.
And those are just a few of the perks experienced by the 40 million drivers insured by State Farm.
So talk to your neighbors, then call a State Farm agent like me.
It's a nice picture.
Thank you.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. From our family to yours, we wish you a very safe and happy holiday season.
St. Martin Oil and Gas, we know you have choices for your fuel and lubricant supplier.
On behalf of all of us, we thank you for your business.
We pledge fast, friendly, and courteous service with quality Chevron and Texaco products.
If you have fuel or lubricant requirements, choose St. Martin Oil.
With bulk plants in the Baton Rouge and Lafayette markets, we provide unmatched service, and we truly value and appreciate your business.
St. Martin Oil and Gas. We're hungry to earn your business.
I've got a confession to make. This is my favorite promotional announcement for LSU. Kids, don't miss your chance to be part of Mike's Kids Club. It's a terrific deal for a one-time $10 membership fee. You get a Mike's Kids Club t-shirt, a Mike's Kids Club lunchbox, and free admission to soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, and softball, and a lot more. For more information, log on to lsusports.net/Mike's Kids Club. All that for $10. Southern can get within 10 if it gets a three-point play. Shot clock down to 5. Late pass, swatted, or rather put in by Ray Chase. Southern worked the clock very nicely, did not panic, and got a point-blank range look by Chase. Storm Warren, again, not as offensive-minded as perhaps he would have been last year. Let's go back and look at Ray Chase as he scores.
Wow.
And gets whacked in the schnoz by Green, no whistle.
Yeah, and he obviously, Garrett got away with a foul, but Chase doing a good job of staying focused and finishing the basket.
Dotson is 3 for 3 at the stripe, a 74% shooter on the season. He is a good three-point shooter as well, but somewhat a reluctant shooter. 50% from out court, 11 for 22.
Right, hadn't shot a lot of them, but he has shot a nice percentage from there.
That's knocked up into the air, nearly stolen by Dotson. Southern controls with 20 to fire. Stringer leans over defensively. Here's Coleman. And the shot way outside, missed everything. Webb on the quick release. Tigers try to take advantage of the inaccuracy, leading by 13, 10.5 to play. Stringer from way back on the right side. No, Green with a rebound foul as he made contact with Chase, and that's the second foul on Garrett Green.
And Southern has done a good job in these first 10 minutes of improving. You know, when, in a game like this, once again, the focus is to play your best, play your game. And I think that they've, Coach Spivey has done that the second half with these Southern Jaguars.
Southern got a timeout as the ball was on the floor in Southern's possession. And it gives us a chance to tell you about LSU's next women's game. The Lady Tigers welcome Tennessee to the Maravich Assembly Center. That's not far away. It's Sunday, January 2nd. It's at 1 o'clock. A variety of ticket options are available for this game, including group tickets for only $2 per ticket. For more information or to get your tickets, LSU and Tennessee, log on to lsutix.net or call the athletic ticket office at 800-960-TKTS. Be here for the Lady Tigers and the Lady Volunteers. We've come to the halfway mark in the second half, or the three-quarter pole in the game. LSU leads by 13.
Great inbounds pass right there by Jamil. Not a good shot.
Turner for three.
That's a good shot for Ralston Turner. Great penetration kick, freshman to freshman.
3 threes in the game for Turner. He's got 29 on the season. That's one more than Andre Stringer, who has 2 tonight. Both of the players came in with 26 threes.
And in this second half, Ralston Turner has definitely come alive in this second half.
He's got a bucket and 2 triples in the second half. Warren contested the shot. The miss by Patrick Coleman, a 6'2 freshman.
Not a smart foul there by Coleman.
I think they gave it to Ingram, which is his 3rd. Coleman is replaced now by, well, Ingram just came in, so that couldn't have been a foul on Ingram.
Right. It was Coleman. He just went out.
Yeah, it is Coleman.
And here's Southern back into 2-3. There's a matchup 2-3 right here, forcing them to shoot from outside, which Ralston has done a good job of. What LSU needs to do in order to try to put themselves in a position to succeed here is penetrate and kick.
Stringer with the drop step, and then the shot was rejected by Chase.
Good job of the penetrate part. He did have Turner on the backside open.
A fadeaway is missed by Ingram. The rebound controlled by White. For Malcolm, that is rebound number 6, and that leads the Tigers. Here's White down low, and he was held as he tried to get the shot up. The foul called on Ingram, and that's his 3rd. I was just a little premature on calling the Ingram foul earlier. 8:49 to play, and the Tigers have a 44-28 lead. Turner, Stringer, White, Darren Becker, and Warren are on the floor for LSU. White at the free throw line. Not a good free throw shooter, but he has improved the last couple of weeks.
Rattles it in.
He's got good form,
yeah.
Which
that's the beginning.
1 for 3 tonight. Nice stance. Deep knee bend, slightly on the backspin, which deadens the balls. It hits the rim.
Follow through needs to be a little bit better there, but knocks both up home and then commits a foul.
That's his 2nd, as he and Ray Chase were bumping. And Chase will shoot a 1-and-1 opportunity on the 7th team foul. Ray Chase is 11 for 20 at the free throw line.
11 for 21 now.
Southern does not shoot well from the field and does not shoot well as a team from the free throw line. You better do one of those two well.
Exactly.
Southern at 59% as a free throw shooting team and 39% as a field goal shooting team.
And that's opposed to LSU's last opponent, North Texas. Great job right there, finishing, taking it all the way to the basket.
That's Neil Webb, the redshirt freshman from Baton Rouge.
But, you know, you think about North Texas last game, shooting 76% as a team from the free throw line, and the success that they had.
And they only missed one against LSU.
Night, right.
White may have gotten away with a carry, but it's stolen anyway. Neal stepped right in and took it away. This will count for 3, and it's off the mark. White claims the rebound after the miss by Coleman. That's his 7th. Malcolm White and Jameel Grace each have 7 rebounds.
Great. That's good offense right there by LSU. You got a double screen on the baseline for Turner. Good job by Stringer of finding the open man on the baseline, and Southern, Neal has to do a better job of staying with Turner. When you got a shooter, you cannot try to go over screens like that. Great job by Ray on the baseline. Nice turnaround shot. But defensively, you got to stay on a shooter, you know, from the behind. You cannot get separated from a shooter.
Ray Chase is having a nice game for the Jaguars. The 6'8" freshman only averaged 3.5, but has 8 tonight. Webb right up against the glass for the bucket.
Today's story from the Ford Model Year-End Sales Event, Rogers Workday. 9 to 5? Try 5 to 9 every day. That's why Roger needs the Ford F-150. It's the only truck that can keep up with him. Best-in-class towing and payload, and now best-in-class residual value. Of course, Roger would never sell his F-150, even if he had the time.
Now get into an F-150 Super Crew XLT with $7,500 in total savings, or choose 0% APR financing for 60.
Prices been this low on new Hondas at Team Honda. Never before have savings been this big on over 700 available new Hondas. Put no money down, pay nothing at signing, and we'll make your first payment on every new Honda. Come save like never before at Team Honda on Sigan Lane.
I may be in my pajamas right now, but I'm not going to bed. I'm going to college online to get a degree. Education Connection will connect you to the right online college for free. And log on now, and Education Connection will send you their free success kit stuffed with information on online schools, scholarships, even degrees that take the least amount of time. This is a $100 value, and it's yours free.
Log on now to SIXSchoolMatching.com. That's SIXSchoolMatching.com. SIXSchoolMatching.com.
Miss the final days of Toyotathon at Team Toyota Used Cars. Don't miss the biggest savings of the year on every certified Toyota in stock. Don't miss 2.9% financing for 60 months on every certified Toyota. Don't miss the sale of the year at Team Toyota, I-12 and O'Neill.
Just over 7 minutes remain in the second half. LSU's lead over Southern is 48-32. It's time for our Team Toyota drive of the game.
And off the Ludwig miss, Malcolm White drives it home. Finishing strong at the basket. Great job following up his teammate's miss.
10 points for Malcolm tonight. 7 rebounds.
On his way to another double-double.
He has not scored a field goal in the second half after really taking control of the low post in the final minutes of the first half.
Austin Turner, turnover. Nice job by Neal getting all the way to the basket. Nice play right there by the redshirt freshman from Southern.
4 points for Neil Webb out of Baton Rouge. He was only 8 for 31 from the field coming into the game. LSU with 8 turnovers, Southern with 11. Neither number is excessive.
And here's Bass. They are guarding him in the paint. And he's passed up 2 3-pointers. Good job right there of scoring by Malcolm White, his 12th point of the game. But once again, Chris Bass, they are guarding him in the paint, and he needs to step up and hit some jump shots.
LSU by 16 with 6 minutes remaining. Stringer will re-enter the game at the next whistle for the Tigers. Warren defending nicely against Ingram. But Southern will get another chance. And this gives Stringer a chance to replace Turner.
Nice move to the basket. Good rebound by White. Ray Charles battling.
Ingram with the initial miss, and now Bass walks it up. He's guarded by Brandon White. Stringer.
Good rebound, Malcolm White.
In traffic, White was able to get between two defenders
for his 8th rebound.
Look at White working hard to get his hands on this ball. And then he was fouled, I believe, by Ingram.
That was Ingram.
That's his 4th.
Southern back in the 2-3 zone. And here's Bass. Once again, if you look at him when he gets that ball, great job. Darren Becker hitting his first 3 of the night.
5 points for Matt Darren Becker. The average is about 15 minutes a game. Southern won its second, make it 3rd game of the year in overtime, and has not had a victory since November 17th.
Good defense by Bass. Good job, Ray Charles. And what happened there, he stole it and on, I guess, their side of the court, half court line, and threw it to his man on the other side. So Ray Charles really, he probably could have let that one go and try to catch it on the other side of the half court line. Another penetrate kick.
And Darren Becker again has hit back-to-back triples.
And Bass with back-to-back assists. There's his.
Bass sails high for the rebound, and then it's taken away in an easy lay-in by Neil Webb. He's come off the bench to hit 3 buckets in the second half. Bass was unaware that Webb was lurking.
And we talk about assist-to-turnover ratio. Bass has consistently been among the leaders in assist-to-turnover ratio in the SEC as Malcolm White scores his 14th point of the game. So what happened just now in terms of a turnover is not something that happens with regularity for Chris Bass.
3.5 minutes to go, and LSU leads 58-36. Southern has been getting much closer to the bucket and scoring in the second half. It had 2 points in the paint in the first half, and now has 24 points in the paint. So 22 points in the paint in the second half for Southern. Ray Chase is working on a nice night after the last bucket. He's got 10 points off the bench. Stringer left a short one short. Here comes White on the run. And a blocking foul is called on Darren Becker, I believe. We'll take a look at Darren Becker on the other end, as he has ripped a couple of consecutive threes. Here's the latter one for a 20-point lead.
WCK, your home will be okay.
Engineers agree WCK Foundation Repair uses the best method for Louisiana's unique soils. State licensed with 25 years experience, so you know the job will be done right. Locally owned with a lifetime transferable warranty.
WCK Foundation Repair.
Call 664-5956 today for a free estimate.
Text message. I started with a budget and blew right through it. I added the rims, low-profile tires, the body kit, so yeah, I keep an eye out for the speed bumps. Hate that sound. I've spent more on modifications than the original car. WCK You protect that kind of investment. I use Texaco with Techron because it cleans the engine, helps keep it running good.
People who know cars trust the unbeatable cleaning power of Texaco with Techron.
Oh, the wing? Yeah, it's a little over the top.
Since we last saw the Belly Buddies, they now all have little buddies of their own, all born at Woman's. Together with the experts at Woman's, they shared the experience of a lifetime and now want to share it with you. Find out who loved her natural birth, who had nurse cheerleaders, and who the buddies rallied around when complications occurred.
It was exceptional care centered on me.
Find out more about all the buddies at womans.org. Woman's, exceptional care.
LSU is well on its way to its 9th consecutive victory over Southern, leading by 20 with 2:43 remaining in the game. Let's look at the Louisiana Machinery plays of the game. Number 5 doing his thing near the rim.
Yeah, Malcolm White, really 14 points tonight so far. Has had a very, very productive game. Finishing there, he's over 60% from the field. 9 rebounds, on his way to another double-double with one more rebound in only 21 minutes of play. So Malcolm White has been getting it done tonight.
He has nearly doubled his scoring and rebound averages tonight. And the Tigers will need Malcolm White and Storm Warren in particular
to step their game up.
They've got to be strong on the front line against SEC competition.
They definitely do. As Southern here will tie their lowest. 40 points is the low for Southern this year. They came out in the second half and have already pumped in 27 points to make it a little bit more interesting in the second half.
Darren Becker lobs it down to White, and there's another one.
There's another basket. Good job of passing right there, Darren Becker. Nice job by Malcolm White gathering himself and finishing.
$60-39, LSU with a comfortable advantage and a chance to stretch it. The last time these teams played was a couple of seasons ago. This is the 9th meeting all time. All of them have been on this court, and LSU has victories on each occasion. As we slide under the 2-minute mark. Stringer tried to do too much, and Brandon White works against the other White. White with a left hand, and then the follow is good by Bowl.
Good job by Bowl, staying active, continuing to run the floor, and gets an easy follow. Coach Spivey, of course, and this goes back to really what we talked about. You know, you're not playing against the other team. You're playing to try to improve your own team.
And Trent Johnson was telling that exact thing to Stringer as he tried to dribble between first a double team and then a triple team and had no chance to keep it alive. Right. 60-41, a minute 47 seconds remain. This wraps up our CST-produced coverage of LSU basketball this year on the men's side. But you'll be able to see LSU in action in every game through a variety of outlets for the rest of the season.
Here's Southern right now pressing. Ralston Turner had a wide open Storm Warren, but just didn't pick his head up there. Here's Stringer.
Warren down, looks at White. White trying to position on Bowl.
White needs one more rebound to have another double-double tonight.
Stringer fires, and it will go to Southern.
Warren knocked it out of bounds.
16 points for White, 9 rebounds, and the 16 points is an LSU high for Malcolm White. Turner knocked it away to Darren Becker. Nice lead, and Turner flushes.
Nice finish. Nice outlet pass. Darren Becker again finding Ralston. Good defense by Ralston Turner.
10 second-half points for Turner, 13 on the evening.
It's Malcolm White's 10th rebound for another double-double for him.
That's his second double-double this year. "16 points, 10 rebounds for Malcolm White, who has the basketball and gives it up to Turner. LSU can take it down to about 20 seconds on the game clock before firing. Stringer decides to pull up from 24. Brandon White in traffic. Forced it between players, and it didn't hit anything. The Tigers can run it out, and Southern will not contest. 62-41. That is going to be the final. And the first game post-Christmas is over in Baton Rouge. The final, LSU 62, Southern 41. We'll be back with more in our post-game coverage following this timeout.
Restoration is a very personal decision. Your needs are unique and deserve individual consideration, not a chain store mentality. Dr. Wessner provides an artistic one-on-one doctor-patient relationship with a well-trained and experienced surgical team. MicrograftHairRestoration.com, the premier hair restoration clinic of the South.
Not all parts are created equal, which is something to think about, considering there are tens of thousands of different parts. Now, I can tell you that cat parts are the absolute best out there because it's true, but I can't really show you because it's hard to see the difference. But believe me, that difference is what sets Caterpillar apart.
For all your Caterpillar needs, contact Louisiana Machinery at 866-843-7440.
Everyone wants to protect their loved ones. Atmos Energy understands that, which is why we put safety first, and second, and third. Let's just say it's very important. But reliable, dependable service is also really important, and impeccable 24/7 customer service is a priority too. It's all part of what we do every day for our customers at Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
What's on your wish list this season?
I want a faster internet than DSL.
Cox High-Speed Internet gives you download speeds up to 28 megs with Power Boost. That's way faster than DSL. You'll also get free McAfee-powered security sweep and up to 10 email addresses for the entire family. Only Cox High-Speed Internet was rated the fastest internet service provider in the South by the PC Mag.